if we cannot, as a movement, stand up with one voice and say we will show solidarity with the Jewish community facing these attacks, then we are not the Labour Party that we aspire to be.
August is usually silly season in the British press, but this summer had one headline: anti-Semitism in the Labour Party.
We're feeling nervous, we're feeling anxious. It's like Jeremy Corbyn has declared war on the Jews at home.
A crisis that's long been brewing. Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party resisting calls by the Jewish community to adopt the international definition of anti-Semitism.
Anti-Semitism has returned to mainland Europe within living memory of the Holocaust. There is danger that Jeremy Corbyn may one day be Prime Minister.
A crisis nourished by daily revelations of Corbyn's links to extremist groups, here laying a wreath on the graves of terrorists behind the massacre of Israeli athletes at the 1972 Munich Olympics. Now it's crunch time for Labour. Wednesday, its National Executive Committee voting on whether to concede and accept the international definition of anti-Semitism. The pressure piling in the last week. Jews in the headlines like never before. Veteran Labour MP Frank Field resigned, saying Labour's leadership had become a force for anti-Semitism in British politics. And former Chief Rabbi Jonathan Sachs breaking his silence, calling Jeremy Corbyn an anti-Semite.
Of course.
Jewish people are actually thinking about leaving.
Of course. When people hear the kind of language that's been coming out of Labour, that's been brought to the surface among Jeremy Corbyn's earlier speeches, they cannot but feel an existential threat.
And Corbyn's under pressure from both sides. Israel's Arab Party urging Corbyn to hold his ground, standing in solidarity with him against demands from Britain's Jews. And heavyweight Gordon Brown, the last Labour Prime Minister, urging Labour to adopt the full international definition of anti-Semitism and put the crisis behind it.
It is time to say that this wrong must and can be righted. This sore that exists and the harm that has been done and the hurt that it has caused has got to be undone, and it's got to be undone immediately.
But it's not Brown's Labour anymore. Many British Jews now asking, is it still their Britain? Eylon Levy, i24NEWS.